Not long ago, it felt like we were seeing D'Angelo Russell's name be involved in virtually every trade rumor imaginable. We were seeing reports that he might be traded for Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso. We were seeing reports that he might be traded for DeJounte Murray. And to make matters even worse, we had also been seeing reports that LeBron James had been discreetly lobbying for a trade ahead of the trade deadline. Which of course didn't necessarily mean that D'Angelo Russell was the one who was going to get traded. But of course, this certainly didn't help anything for D'Angelo Russell at the time. As D'Lo said himself, he couldn't control that his contract made sense to be traded. At the end of the day, all he could do was play, which is somebody who was very against the Lakers trading him. Things had gotten so bad to where even I thought that this man was a goner. And that was a terrible feeling, because this man wasn't necessarily playing or sounding like somebody that wanted to get traded.
I mean, that's what we all dreamed of doing. You know, you go back to growing up, you practice moves, you try things in your backyard. Never thought you'd actually be able to get the chance to do it. Never thought I'd be able to throw a bounce pass lob to LeBron James in the game. So things like that just keeps you young, keep you enjoying the game. It's just fun.
This brings us to the question, how has D'Lo been able to ignite the Lakers amid all of this adversity? Well, for one, all of those trade rumors actually motivated D'Lo. And honestly for him, just surviving the trade deadline this season would be a massive W in itself. To quote D'Lo, "We survived. It's good to survive. It's just a good weight off of the shoulder. All in all, that's what it was for me. So it's cool to be here and reset and attack the second half of the season with some momentum." End quote. I don't want to sound dramatic here, but the resurgence of D'Angelo Russell has played a massive role in the Los Angeles Lakers saving their season yet again. And who knows, with the way that D'Lo has played, he could end up being a key piece in the Los Angeles Lakers retaining LeBron James this offseason. If LeBron James is in Los Angeles next season, then you better believe that he's going to want D'Angelo Russell there too. Do you guys understand how much confidence that LeBron has had in D'Lo as of late? In a massive game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are, by the way, currently the 1 seed in the Western Conference, LeBron was not only okay with D'Lo taking a heat check after hitting consecutive threes, he wasn't letting this possession end any other way. Just look at Bron's face as he passes the ball back to D'Lo, who has a great defender in Jalen Williams on him. That is the face of somebody that has supreme confidence in their teammate. D'Lo ISOs Jalen Williams, creates zero space, and what does he do? He drains a contested shot right in the face of J-Dub, who has a freakish 7'2" wingspan. Man, getting a pass and go-ahead nod like this from my older brother while playing just pickup ball at LA Fitness used to feel like a straight shot of adrenaline. I can only imagine how this felt for D'Angelo Russell, with this coming from one of his idols in LeBron James. If you thought Russell's shot against J-Dub was impressive, then you'll love what he was able to do a few games later with no LeBron James, facing off against Damian Lillard and the Milwaukee Bucks. Remember in my last Lakers video when I said that the Lakers role players had the ability to perform like stars? Well, against the Bucks, D'Lo would take on a 34.6% usage rate, which is typically a rate reserved for only the most elite players in the game. For reference, his usage rate this season is 24.7%. If D'Angelo Russell were to average a 34.6% usage rate for the entire season, he would only trail Luka Doncic for usage, who has a 35.9% rate. I can't overstate how valuable it is to have a role player who can not only take on this type of role, but also exceed expectations while doing it. Not only would D'Angelo Russell outperform a superstar in Damian Lillard against the Bucks, but he would also carry the Lakers to a win, having one of the best shooting games that I've seen this season. Dame went 10 of 23 from the field for 28 points and got 12 assists and 5 rebounds to go along with that, which is not a bad game by any means. Meanwhile, D'Lo would go 17 of 25 from the field and 9 of 12 from deep for 44 points, 9 assists and 6 rebounds. In this same game, D'Angelo Russell would also go on to score the game-winning basket for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Now on the switch, Lillard's got Russell with 12 seconds. Russell gets past Lillard with 7. Floater, good! Russell gives the Lakers a 1-point lead with 5.9 remaining.
After the game, D'Lo would let everybody know how locked in that he currently is.
Public humiliation has done nothing but molded me into the killer that y'all see today. And I never lack confidence. I never fear confrontation. I want all the smoke. I want to talk about it.
Guys, could you imagine if the Lakers had traded the guy who had been taking 9 threes per game from their roster? That would have been one catastrophic giant mistake for the Los Angeles Lakers, who are currently dead last in the NBA in three-pointers attempted per game at 30.3. Guys, that is no hyperbole. The Lakers are actually dead last in the NBA in three-pointers attempted per game. Don't get me wrong, three-pointers aren't everything, but in today's game that revolves around space and pace, they are very important. And as I said earlier, the Lakers fortunately have a player in D'Angelo Russell who just so happens to hit a lot of them. Not only does D'Lo hit a lot of threes in general, but he's also one of those players who doesn't need a lot of time to get them off, having a lightning fast release. When you have the ability to shoot the ball as fast and as well as D'Lo, you create a lot of opportunities for yourself and others all over the floor. Take a look at this three-pointer from D'Angelo Russell. He catches the ball above his shoulders, never brings the ball down, and then in one motion is able to go up and splash the jump shot. This is an incredible yet underrated skill to have, especially when you are playing with players as dynamic as Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Guys, how in the world are you supposed to send help on LeBron James, who is still one of the best players in the world, when the Lakers have shooters like D'Lo who don't even need to dip to shoot the ball, spacing the floor? Which D'Lo has said himself that he's actually been working on these threes specifically because of LeBron James. To quote D'Lo, "It's just skill. I work on it. It's the first year that I've had to work on things like that, being around one of the best players ever in LeBron. He throws some of those passes that you're not expecting. They get there, but they might not be the best pass every single time. But they get there. So for me, I try to practice with Micah and those guys on ways to prepare myself for those game-like passes, and it's working." End quote. With D'Lo being this prepared, it's no wonder that he's been shooting a career high from deep this season at 42.4%. Here's a fun fact. D'Lo has actually been shooting a better percentage from deep this season than Steph Curry, who has been knocking down 40.7% of his threes this year. Now, while we all know that D'Lo is by no means Steph Curry, he doesn't have to be for this Lakers team. But as Lakers legend James Worthy said, when D'Lo gets hot, he does have that Steph Curry effect, so where he has his own gravity with anything that he throws up virtually feeling like a good shot, which unfortunately definitely was not the case earlier this season. This season has truly felt like a tale of two D'Los, because the man that's hooping right now isn't the same one that averaged 10.2 points on 41% from the field and 32.7% from three in the month of December. Could you guys imagine if D'Lo said something like this during that dreadful month of December when everybody wanted him traded?
I got 2 left feet. I can barely jump. And I'm busting y'all favorite players. So
Get into it.
Like, I appreciate y'all at the same time, but it's cool.
In all seriousness, the progression of D'Lo has been beautiful to watch this season. This man went from playing sporadic minutes off of the bench while being a net negative to having value that exceeds the stat sheet and his contract. I know that D'Lo has said before that he's not an actual PG and that he's just a basketball player. Well, for not being a PG, this guy is one unbelievable floor general. When LeBron James returned to the floor the game following D'Lo's 44-point outburst, D'Lo wasn't out there hunting shots just because he had 44 the game before. He was making sure that the offense was flowing, which shout out to the Lakers for being able to come away with that huge win against the Timberwolves. And also individually, shout out to AD for having that historic 27-point, 25 rebounds, 7 steal, 5 assist and 3 block game. So I'm going to repeat what I've been saying all season. When the Lakers are playing their best basketball, they are truly a team that nobody in the NBA wants to match up against. OKC fans, how confident would you guys be if you had to play the Los Angeles Lakers in the first round of the NBA playoffs? I'm just trying to see something here. Guys, clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.